And welcome back to Chao Racing 2017. Yes, congratulations to Dom Mangs and Luke Green on earning their honors as September Tag Team of the Month. And if you didn't notice, that main event was to decide who will be 6-0 in the tag team standings, because both of those teams were 5-0 heading into this week's main event. But it was Donald Mannings and Luke Green who prevailed over Vince Stason and Grand Murray. So that means Donald Mannings and Luke Green will have the sole possession of the lead over the 24 teams with 6-0. That was an incredible teamwork by Donald Mannings and Luke Green, and they've done a pretty good job. Alright, now it's time for the 24 divas to show their stuff to the Mount Rushmore attendance this week. And here's part that tells all about the first race of the night. Thank you, Brandon. Well, the first race of the women's division will feature Sydney Newton, Betsy Hill, and Yuka Kojima of Japan. And there's the lineup for the first women's division race of the day. And let's send it down to the field. The players on lineup are ready to go. So without further ado, please start the race. So who will be the first diva to shine in Mount Rushmore in South Dakota this week? Only time will tell as they make their way towards the Rainbow Path and into the palm trees. Those Mount Rushmore audience will surely pleased with the men's division results. Now they're trying to upheld for the women's division races as well. Well, who's going to have command of the lead out of the front? It's going to be Sydney Newton who's going to have command of the lead. And look at that! The O2 Chao dancing, so Sydney Newton will have full control of the lead up in the front. And who will get the first opening toss on the women's division this week? It is number 1 who will get the first opening toss this week. And right now, number 7 is dancing to the beat. So he's going to be left behind in the competition all the way back. And it looks like Betsy Hill's throwing Boris. And so is number 1. So they're going to join number 7 for dear life. As Divas number 2 in this race will be made by none other than number 8. Who's trying to lead number 6 in the dust. Right now it is Sydney Newton and Yuka Kojima. Yuka Kojima is rapidly catching up to Sydney Newton in a hurry. Sydney Newton tried her best to defend the lead over Yuka Kojima from Japan, as the next US way made by number 2, who's trying to lead number 8 in the dust. Number 6 is getting left behind in competition. But the real tape of the story is number 1, who is way behind in the competition, all the way in the way back. We passed the 1 minute mark into the side race, and number 1 is going to need a couple of speed runs if he wants to get back in this one. This is one of them. I do believe he's going to need a lot more help than that if he wants to stay alive in the game. Back up in front, Sydney Newton seems like she has a little bit more room ahead of Yuka Kojima. Will Yuka Kojima make the miracle pass when they get to the home stretch? We'll soon know as Sydney and Yuka make their way to the wall. Back to number 1. He continues to be left behind, even with another great speed rush. And down goes Betsy Hill. Number 7 also went down for a while. I don't think Betsy Hill will have a chance to catch up with the other 2 superstars in a hurry. Well, there's always next time for Betsy Hill. And who got the next command for us? It's Yuka Kojima from Japan. 36th and 2nd place attack. Right now, Sydney Newton at the home stretch is trying to wrap things up for another victory. She's at the 500 mark so far. I do believe she's going to hold on for an easy victory. Yep. I don't think Yuka Kojima won't have enough steam to catch up to her in a hurry. As Betsy Hill will get the next command for us, looks like Sydney Newton is going to hold off Yuka Kojima for another easy victory to start things off. Yep. Sydney Newton holds on Yuka Kojima to win this one. She had the upper hand and it paid off. Great job by Sydney Newton. As Betsy Hill spent the closest one out with back-to-back spears, and numbers 1 and 6 have no hope for surviving whatsoever. Alright, so Sydney Newton holds on Yuka Kojima to start on the women's division for week 18. That's why she's done a great good work here with her 2017 season, and it's more something coming up, so stay tuned. Alright, now it's time for race number 2, Paul. Race number 2 will feature Tiffany Anderson, last year's runner-up Sarah Grimley, and our defending champion Pauline Carter. Pauline Carter did very well in her last week's race, and she got the win and took her first step towards the road to repeat. Will Pauline Carter make it 2 wins in a row this week? We'll soon know as Sarah Grimley and Tiffany Anderson continue to fight for the first win. Everyone is on the clock, and please start the race! Here we go. So Pauline Carter looks for a second consecutive win in hopes of making the playoffs for her role to repeat. And Sarah Granberry is going to rest. So that means Pauline Carter will only have to deal with Tiffany Anderson up in the front. As Pauline Carter shakes the palm trees, and so is Tiffany Anderson. And Pauline Carter is going to eat the fruit, and she's dancing to the beat. And there goes Tiffany Anderson. She's going to have the upper hand on the free Chao up in the front. But how will her lead will last? We'll find out soon enough. And what will she be doing? It looks like we'll listen out as the first superstar against divas is number 1. That's the second race in a row. And number 1 has got the winning toss for this race. And right now, numbers 7 and 8 are getting left behind in the competition all the way back. Number 8 is supposed to take the water. Now lead number 7 left behind in the bushes. As our defending champion, Pauline Carter takes BS number 2 in this race. She's trying desperately to get wins on the board so that she will have a chance to retain her throne for 2018. And right now, numbers 1 and 6 are battling for the lead up in the front. As the next BS we made by number 7, who desperately needed catching up every now and then. He's trying desperately to make the pass on Tiffany Anderson for D-Life. Right now, number 6 and 1 continue to battle with D-Life. Number 6 currently leading over number 1 at the camera one. As Pauline Carter takes on number 2, that makes his second BS race, or her second BS race. Right now, she has the best position in second place because number 1 was passing from 1. So Pauline Carter now jumps up to second place. Tiffany Anderson and Sarah Graham really needs to catch up to do, as Tiffany Anderson will get another turn. She gets the next command BS. Now she's trying desperately to get back in this one. Meanwhile, number 6 is trying to defend the lead over Pauline Carter at the current moment. As we have back into Tiffany Anderson. That's 2 in a row for Tiffany Anderson at the current moment. But I highly doubt she's going to make a miracle comeback for sure. Pauline Carter should be able to defend her best position with second place. Number 6 still trying to defend the lead on the current one. As number 7 will get another turn. That makes his second speed of this race. And right now, number 6 and Pauline Carter are both approaching the top of the wall, battling for the lead up in the front. And it looks like Pauline Carter is a little bit faster than number 6. She now has command of the lead, trying to defend her lead. As number 2 wins the next command BS. And look at that. Pauline Carter now has some room to rumble because number 6 is going to mess. So now Pauline Carter will have a little bit more breathing room ahead of her opponents. As the next year's win made by Sarah Granberry, last year's runner-up. I don't think she'll make a miracle comeback for Pauline Carter. Yeah, looks like Pauline Carter will spoil Sarah Granberry once again. She's going to get her second consecutive win of her 2017 season. As number 8 takes the next BMS, Pauline Carter whiplashes the back to secure her second consecutive win. After losing the first 3 weeks, she is now 2 and 3 in her road to repeat. Well done. Pauline Carter is doing a pretty good job, and she's doing a pretty good job as well, right, Brandon? Right, and it's more something coming up, so stay tuned. Alright, welcome back from our commercial break. Who do we have next, Paul? Race number 3 will feature Christina Bennett, wife of Antonio Bennett, Andrea Lewis, and Christian Jacobs. These 3 divas have been instantly trained from a training camp earlier this week, so let's see who will be the winner this week. Everyone is on the clock, and let's rock this place! And Christian Jacobs for this. That means Christina Bennett and Andrea Lewis will have the opening edge, but Christina Bennett surely has a pretty good start ahead of Andrea Lewis in the early one. We'll soon know which one of them will pay off or not in the early one. Right now, Christina Bennett and Andrea Lewis are shaking the palm trees, and now Christina is going to eat the fruit, and she's dancing to the beat. And there goes number 1. She's going to have the upper hand of the 8 Chao right now. Andrea Lewis is also dancing to the beat, which means Christian Jacobs will have a little bit of catching up to do, as the first superstar against divas is number 8, who's trying to lead number 7 and 6 in the dust. And right now it is Christina Bennett who gets the lead for number 1 because number 1 was going to rest. Christian Jacobs moves up to second place of the 8 Chao right now, battling over the bridges. And it looks like Andrea Lewis is heading for the water as number 2 takes BS number 2 of this race. And right now number 6 is getting left behind in the competition all the way back. He is hopeless if he doesn't get a lot of divas every now and then. Number 8 also seems to be left behind in the competition. But who really got the next command BS? It is going to be made by Christian Jacobs, Natsu, and I think someone took a shortcut. Yep, Andrea Lewis took a shortcut after she was left behind at the competition. So now she will have command of the way up in the front. Great shortcut strategy by Andrea Lewis. As number 6, well, the next command SPS trying to hold off on the hill, and he did. If he would have fallen off, that would mean he would do the whole figure jig again. But I'm glad he didn't, but he's still way behind in the competition. And Christina Bennett passes for one. As the next appears we made by number 7, who's trying to lead over the 5-0 Chao, and Christina Bennett up in the middle of the pack, and back up in the very front, it looks like Andrea Lewis is showing having a pretty good domination over Christian Jacobs right now. I think she's going to win this one for sure. Next PS belongs to number 6. He was left behind for a while, but now he's trying to lead over the 5-0 Chao and Christina Bennett at the category, thanks to two great speedruns. And right now, numbers 28 and number 1, who went down for the count while going left behind, but I don't think he'll get a speedrun every now and then. Now if it's going to get a speedrun, they're going to be busy climbing up the wall. So the next speedrun is going to be made by Christina Bennett and Christian Jacobs. That means Christina Bennett will have full control of second place. But Andrea Lewis has his race all at top, ladies and gentlemen. As number 1 takes the next speedrun, Andrea Lewis holds on the competition by about landslide. She beats out Christina Bennett by a landslide. Great job. I think Christina Bennett should wind up in second place, don't you think? Anyway, numbers 2 and 8 are getting left behind in the competition all the way back. Let's see which one will get the next command FPS. It's number 2. Well, the next command FPS, that makes sense. Next FPS race. I don't think we'll have time for one more speed race, don't you think? Christina Bennett will wind up second, and it looks like number 1 is going to barely hold on Christian Jacobs for third place, and that is indeed it. So Andrea Lewis, with that shortcut strategy, is now back in the hunt for her chance at the 2018 Women's Championship title. That's like she's done pretty well so far, and there's more something coming up. We're just getting started. There's more something coming up right after the break. Alright, we're going to do one more race, and then we're going to take a rest. So Paul, who do we have for race number 4? Race number 4 will feature Jessica Claymore, Marissa Heaton, the wife of Al Heaton Sr., and Trisha Davison. Marissa and Trisha have yet to get a win after 4 races. Will one of them finally put a W on their scorecard? We're about to find out right now. Let's have a challenge! And Trisha Davison is for us, along with number 8. So let's watch Jessica Claymore and Marissa Heaton. Which one will gain the edge after they eat the fruit? We'll find out soon enough. Jessica and Marissa are pushing palm trees, and now they are going to shake down the coconut shaped fruit along with 2 of the silver Chao. And now the 2 Chao are going to eat the fruit, and it looks like Jessica Claymore will have the upper hand because Marissa Heaton is dancing to the beat. And number 7 is what us. That means Jessica Claymore will have command the lead up in the front. And it looks like she's going to be heading for the wire, trying to maintain her lead over the competition right now. As number 7, who wakes up for a snap, takes the winning toss, but he still dominates over at the bridges of the category. Well, some of the Chao are taking the water, so I don't know if that will happen or not. Number 6 and 1 taking water as Marissa Heaton, the wife of Al Heaton Sr., who is way behind in the competition, takes speed race number 2 this race, but it will be a miracle to get all the way to first place, don't you think? Anyway, Jessica Claymore is safely ahead of the lead, ahead of Trisha Davison in the category, as number 6, while the next command FPS trying to lead number 7 in the dust. Right now, Marissa Heaton is losing the battle with number 1 for dear life, all the way in the back. Well, as for passing the 1 minute mark, which one will get in the next command FPS? It is number 1 who gets it. That spells bad news for Marissa Heaton as she retains last place at the number 1 guys divas. Jessica Claymore is leading right now, but will Trisha Davison spoil her party? We'll find out soon enough. Next speedbus belongs to Marissa Heaton. That makes her 2nd speedbus of the race. And look at that, she passes number 6 for dear life. But I don't think she'll have a chance of making it all the way to first place, like I said. She's gonna need a lot more help than that next time. Anyway, who got in the next speedbus? It is number 2, who leads over the yellow silver Chao and Marissa Heaton at the category. And by now, Jessica Claymore is at the top of the wall, and she is going. But I think she'll still have the lead over the competition right now at the category. Yep, Jessica Claymore will retain her lead at the category because Trisha Davison is going best. But she wakes up when the next command FPS. She's trying to make a statement. She wants her first win of the season after suffering losses from the previous 4 races. And number 6 is going, so he's going to be all alone in last place for the second time in this race. And who will get the next command speed is number 1 who gets it. That'll be number 6 and then me. And look at that. He's going to pass number 7 for 6th place because he is going to miss. And it looks like Trisha Davidson has made the pass from Jessica Claymore. Looks like she will get her first win of the season. I'm not wrong. As number 6 takes the next command speed and number 7 is getting up behind. Trisha did it. Trisha Davidson holds off Jessica Claymore. I knew this would be an upset for the ages. Trisha Davidson has actually won a race after 5 races. What a deal by Trisha Davidson. I thought Jessica Claymore would be nice and easy, but Trisha Davidson made a statement, Paul. That was very interesting. Back in a bit, do not go away. What a deal. Alright, welcome back to the second half of the women's division races. Who do we have next, Paul? Race number 5 will feature Sasha Gisborough, Felicia Brown, and Erica Fellows, who are still trying to get a win towards qualifying towards the 2018 Women's Division Playoffs or coming back next fall for 2018. Everyone is on the clock, and please start the race! Alright, who will be the next one to shine for the Mount Rushmore crown? We'll find out soon enough. Right now the free Chao are going to shake the palm trees, and now they're going to eat the fruit. By the way it looks at it. And now they're going to eat the fruit. And it looks like Sasha Gisborough will have command of the lead because the other free Chao are dancing to the beat. So Sasha Gisborough will have the upper hand of the free Chao right now as number 6 with a great speed burst to start things off, wins the opening toss for this race. And right now number 7 is going to rest. So you expect that he dropped down to last place over the competition all the way in the back. And it looks like number 2 is also going to rest. And number 7 is heading for Awana as number 2 takes speed as number 2 of this race. Trying desperately to get back in this one. Number 1 swimming in Awana, number 2 is St. Bridges. And right now it is Sasha Gisborough who has a commanding lead over her opponents right now. As the next PS win made by Erica Fellows, who's trying to lit the fireworks this week. But I don't think she'll have a chance to lit up the fireworks this time. Maybe next time, but not this time. And right now, number 2 is getting left behind in the competition. We're approaching the 1 minute mark as the next female swing made by Felicia Brown, who was going rest for a while, but now she leads number 2 in the dust. I highly doubt she's going to win this one, don't you think? Right now, Sasha Gisborough is in the lead with number 6 rapidly catching up to him in second place, dominating over the 5 Stuart Chao and her other opponents in a hurry. Let's see what happens in the early one. Next PS belongs to number 1, who released the other Stuart Chao in the dust, along with Felicia Brown. And right now, number 2 is getting all alone in last place. He might need a couple of good speed runs if he wants to get back in this one. Well, he's going to get one of them, but I think that's always going to get for a while. And right now, Sasha Gisborough has reached the top of the wall, and she's going to rest. That means number 6 will have command of the lead up in the front, but she should still have a dominating lead if number 6 holds on for the lead. Well, anyway, who will get the next command speed runs? We're about to find out right now. It's going to be Erica Fellows who gets it. That makes her a second speed race. And right now, number 6 trying to defend the lead over Sasha Gisborough, and it looks like she's going to have a lot of room to rumble. As I lie, she'll still win with second place, and this time Erica Fellows goes for 1 consecutive, but she went a little too far that time. She's better than to take third place. Sasha Gisborough is leaving the young companions in the dust with an easy second place. As number 7 takes the next speed race, number 6 rides on the first place as Sasha Gisborough holds on the competition with second place. So Sasha Gisborough with an easy second place dominates over the other Stuart Chao. And number 2 has no hope for surviving whatsoever, as number 1 will close a speed race for the race, making his second speed race for the race. Alright, Sasha Gisborough did it! She gets another win on the board. That's right, and there's more something coming up. We're just heating up. Do not go away. Now let's head over to race number 6. And who do we have again, Paul? Race number 6 will feature Sadie McDonald, Brianna Simon, and Dulcie Harrison. Each of those three were a little disappointed with the loss last week, Let's see who will turn their bad fortune around this week. Everyone is on the clock, so without further ado, let's have a challenge! Alright, the next 3 divas are on their way, bursting through the rainbow path. Trying to rebound from last week's tough losses in the early run. Right now, the 3 Chao are going to shake the palm trees to bring down that coconut shake food. Now, much more audience is on their feet, and now they're going to eat the food. And it looks like Sam McDonald is dancing to the beat, and Dulcie Harrison is correct. That means Rihanna Simon will have full control of the lead up in the front. And as she takes her decision, the first superstar to get speedless is number 8, who desperately needs to catch up every now and then. He's heading for the water. And right now, number 2, number 1, and number 6 are all going west. So now they're going to be left behind in the competition. Number 2 seems like he's heading for the water. As speedless number 2 of this race will be made by Dulcie Harrison, who is catching up to our leader, Sandy McDonald at the turn. Sandy and Dulcie are battling for the lead, heading for the top of the hill, and now they're going to move on to the sapphire portion of the course. And who will get the next command viewers? It's going to be made by none other than number 2. That makes the second viewers in the race, trying to lead the yellow competitors in the dust. Right now, Rihanna Simon's getting left behind, and number 6 Transformer, so he's going to be left behind in the competition all the way in back. As the next PS way made by Rihanna Simon, who leads number 6 in the dust, now trying to battle number 1 for 6th place. And back with front, Sandy McDonald is trying desperately to hold on the lead ahead of Dulcie Harrison. Will she hold on for the lead, or will Dulcie Harrison make the miracle pass to win this one? We'll soon know when to get to the goal line. Next just belongs to number 6, who's trying desperately to get back at this one. And down goes number 8. That's going to cost a serious damage. And who will get the next command to us is back to Rihanna Simon. That makes her second US race, but even with her amazing talents, I don't think she'll be able to make a miracle comeback. I highly doubt she's going to do it. Right now, Sandy McDonald and Dulcie Harrison are approaching home stretch, battling neck to neck on each other, as number 2 gets a third speed boost of the race, and now he dominates over the 5 story Chao in the middle of the pack. Number 1 is in dead mean if he doesn't get a speed boost. Number 6 and 8 are also getting left behind in the competition. And number 1 and number 6 are going last. As the next PS will be made by number 8. That makes his second PS race as Sandy McDonald holds on Dulcie Harrison back up in front. So Sandy McDonald gets the win this week. And numbers 1 and 6 are getting left behind. Which one of them will wrap up the speed bus? It's going to be made by number 6. That's it. Alright, Sandy McDonald held on for the lead ahead of Dulcie Harrison. That's right, if she keeps it up, he might eventually reach the playoffs. We'll soon know. Coming up, we got more I answer for you, but first have a look at this. Alright, Paul, there are just a couple more races left for week 18 here on Chao Racing 2017 in beautiful Mount Rushmore, South Dakota. That's right, the first of those remaining races this week will feature the 3rd and 4th place participants respectively. That is Helen Benjamin and Olivia Fortin against Rita Lapozzi, who's trying to rebound from her loss last week. Everyone is on the clock, and let's rock this place! Alright, so these 3 Chao are currently at 3-1 in the 2017 Women's Nation Mega so far. Which one of them will improve to 4-1, and which 2 will have to drop to 3-2? We'll find out soon enough, as Helen Benjamin is going to eat the fruit, and she is dancing to the beat. And there goes Rita Lapozzi. She's going to have coming out of the lead, because Olivia Fortin is also dancing to the beat. So Rita Lapozzi will have full control of the lead up in the front, as the first superstar to get a speed boost is number 6, who's trying to lead the other Chao, and Olivia Fortin in the dust, and number 7 is Squad Rest, and number 1 is Squad Rest. That means number 1 is going to be in dead meat all the way in the back. As Divas number 2 in this race will be made by number 2, who dominates over the 5 silver Chao, and she's going to rest. That means Olivia Fortin and Helen Benjamin will have command of battling for the lead up in the front, but number 2 should still have the lead over the 4 Chao, just barely over number 6. As the next few rounds in this exciting race will be made by number 7, who is way behind in the competition over at the bridges. I think he needs a lot more help than that, but not right now. Right now it looks like Rita Opposed is getting left behind, and he pauses for a moment. Right, so she's going to drop down a couple places that time. And it looks like number 2 will get another turn. That makes his second experience to the race. And now he regains the lead over the 5 Chao and Rita Opposed. Meanwhile, Helen Benjamin and Olivia Fortin, the defending 3rd and 4th place participants respectively, are battling neck to neck, with number 2 rapidly catching up to them in a hurry. Next experience belongs to number 6. That makes his second experience to the race, trying to lead the other Chao in a hurry. And right now, poor number 7 is getting all alone last place, with no opponents to worry about up in the front. He might need a couple of good speed runs if he wants to get back in this one, and this is one of them, but I think that's all he's going to get from him. He's going to be left behind. And back in front, Helen Benjamin and Olivia Fortin continue the battle, and Helen Benjamin is winners. That means Olivia Fortin will have command of the lead up in the front, and number 2 will have a little bit of catching up to do. And right now, Helen Benjamin trying to get back the lead and taking it out. As number 8, who can forget about going west, takes the next command appearance, and it looks like Helen Benjamin is going to leave Olivia Fortin a little bit of room to spare. So Olivia Fortin is going to hold off Helen Benjamin for an easy victory. As number 1 takes the next speed runs, and number 7 is getting left behind the competition still. Olivia Fortin holds up Rita Opposed and Helen Benjamin to secure the victory. So now Olivia Fortin is 4-1 in her 2017 redemption run. That's why her redemption run continues to go strong, and we'll set the last race in just a little bit. But first, let's have a word from this sponsor. Alright, Paul, all we have left are these 3 divas, still waiting for them to race. Who do we have them again, Paul? Race number 8 will feature Maria Schneider, the wife of Chris Schneider, Veronica Howard, and Nina Harris. That's all we have left for week 18 and not much more. So let's have a Chao race. Alright, and it looks like numbers 1 and 6 are going rest, so these 2 Chao are going to be left behind in the competition for a while. Right now, Maria, Veronica, and Nina are battling up in the front. And now they're going to shake the palm trees, trying to impress the Mount Rushmore crowd one last time this week. And now they're going to eat the food. And Maria Schneider will have command on the lead of the 3 Chao moment. And she's for the rest. As the first to start against Beepus is number 6, who's trying desperately to get back in this one. And look at that. He's going to move up a couple places, at least 1 to be exact. And right now, numbers 1 and 8 are getting left behind the competition. They're battling for their life over at the bridges. As Beavis number 2 in this race will be made by Veronica Howard, who is trying to battle with Nina Helms over at the bridges. Maria Schneider is having a good time over at the water, and down goes Veronica Howard. She fell in the water. Oh, that's going to cause a big boo-boo by himself. That might cost her the match, dearly. Anyway, we'll get the next command Beavis. It is number 1 who gets it. Now trying to lead numbers 2 and 8 in the dust. Numbers 2 and 8 are getting left behind the competition. Number 1 also seems to be left behind the competition. But who really got the next command speed as we pass the 1 minute mark as the side race is what we made by Veronica Howard up in the front. That makes her second speed in the race. She took a ton more that time, don't you think? And that's going to cost him dearly. Nina Helms is safely in the lead moment, as number 1 will get the next command speed rush. Now trying to lead numbers 2 and 8 for the second time in this race. Poor number 2 and 8 are still battling for dear life, all the way in the back of the pack. Which one of them will get speed rush at least? It is going to be number 2 who gets the speed buzz. So now he will lead number 8 for dear life, and now he will have to push around number 1 for 6th place. Meanwhile, Maria Schneider is getting tailgated by Nina Helms up in the front. Which one of them will fail on home stretch? Looks like Nina Helms, but that means Maria Schneider will come in on the lead up in the front. Which one of them will fail on home stretch? We'll find out soon enough. Next speed belongs to number 8. That was a great speed rush right now, and she really needed that one. And right now, Maria Schneider is going to rest back up in front. So Nia House will rejoin her in battling for the lead, and it looks like she's gonna have a little bit of a room ahead of Rhea Schneider at that time. As number 8 gets back-to-back spears, and now he moves up another place or so. And right now, Nina House has this race all wrapped up, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like Baraka Howard and Rhea Schneider won't be able to catch up to Nina House in time. As number 2 takes the next few minutes, Nina House completes the winner's list of Mount Rushmore here in Week 18 this week. That was a great way to end the week for Nina House this week. Well done. Well, it's time to pack up, but first we gotta close out the chore. And we will do that right after we present a word from this. Alright folks, next week starts our 4-part annual charity tournament series, which consists of the Celebrity Tournament next Saturday on the 1st of October, followed by the Finals Tournament on the 8th. We'll have our sports athletes compete for money on the 15th, then finally our favorite cartoon characters on the 22nd. We will return on a regular basis on October 29th with another tag team action, so be sure to join Paul Sycamore for all the exciting tournament mini-series. And be sure to tune in on the 8th to find out which countries will qualify for the October qualifying section on the Finals Tournament series. Don't you think? So that concludes Week 18 here in Mount Rushmore. Thanks everyone for coming with us to cheer on all of our favorite superstars and divas. I'll be back on October 29th for more exciting tag team action, and be sure to join Paul Sycamore for our charity tournament action. Until then, this is Brian Channing signing off. Keep on smiling and so long everybody! This is Paul Sycamore signing off. Be sure to join me next week for our charity tournament miniseries starting with the Celebrity Tournament. See you then!